My first contact with Kitty Lewis was in 1992 after being invited by Dawn and Stan to join Brick Books, first as a second reader, then as a member of the acquisitions department. Using words like member, acquisitions, and departments are misleading to Brick's actual process. Better suited were words like hard-working and loyal. The closest we came to a mission statement was that by being the best friend of a manuscript, we could produce some wonderful books. Right at the beginning, Kitty made it clear to me that she knew next to nothing about poetry, that her job title, managing editor, meant that she handled the day-to-day business of the press. Although in the beginning Kitty, like so many others, seemed to find poetry intimidating, it wasn't long before I'd witness her flipping through a collection with a look of satisfaction on her face. I'm not sure when or where Kitty and I first met in person, but I recall that her voice, which reminded me of a toy piano mixed with the happy energy of an ice cream truck, was nothing like the Morse code of Dawn's quiet ramblings. This was before I knew that after having 3 boys, who all seemed to be speaking Latin at least half the time, the family brought Kitty into the fray. So I expected someone different, someone who could outtalk her brothers, someone who knew enthusiasm intimately. But that person had only a quarter of Kitty's bravado. The real Kitty was a cannonball shot from 431 Boulder Street in London, Ontario, ground zero of the best of Canadian poetry. In no time at all, Kitty had perfected the cross-country poet tour. To heck with the shy ones among us. We hit the road with fear and trembling, showing up at people's houses where a bed had been booked for us by Kitty. We read at schools, coffee shops, and bookstores. And when we got lost, it was often Kitty who rescued us on her own trip from group readings to conferences, putting Brick on the map. It was no surprise then that poets from every province came to respect the quality of the Brick experience. Dawn and Stan were lauded for their editing prowess, and I built a reputation for writing a rejection letter that took the sting out of ouch. But first place in most everyone's wish list was the royal treatment that Kitty offered. Managing editor simply didn't cut it. Kitty was Brick's Book's social director, whirlwind, and smile maker. She'd squeeze my arm and say, "Break a leg, darling." No way could I do anything less than dazzle when Kitty was in the room.